Okay. Good morning, everybody, and once again, welcome back in today's class. We are on the day number 9 of our class. And if you see, yesterday we were discussing about control and control objective. Any doubt in that part? Because today's session is continuation of that only. Any issue, anything you are facing in your PDI? Good. So now let's move forward and I can bring my workspace here. So we were discussing then that we have a authority document. From the authority document, we can take, so this thing again we are referring. We discussed this, and we were on this particular part. Okay. Now what we are going to be do? We are going to be see that how from the control objective a control can be created. And if you remember, we see that there are two type of controls: standard controls and the common control. Is these concepts only exist in theory, or these concepts are actually available or practically in the compliance as well? So now what I will do, we're going to start a journey. Means what we are going to be do, we will pick up one authority document, we pick up one control objective, and we will create the control. And there are the multiple things we have to be understand now. एक क्या होता है? See, in a class there are 60 students. Okay. So teacher is giving question paper to each student. That is the standard control. But how is it mean that for every student a new paper has been built up, like every question paper is different? No. For every student the question paper is same. So teacher write the question paper once and then it gets xerox and then distribute to the every student. So student means entity here. So now what we are going to do, let's say I am implementing GRC for my customer and my customer want to be go for the COBIT. This one. You can go here as well in the authority document. Pick up one COBIT. Because this is what yesterday we were seeing. Go to citation. And let's say we want to be implement DS 10.2 for our customer. It says this particular control is mainly built for the problem management. That whenever you're working on a problem management, there must be a configuration item attached and problem and incident must be attached. What is my control objective? Is include incident escalation management procedure in the include incident escalation procedure in the incident management program. Okay, this is my objective. Now the thing is that if you see, this is my control objective coming from the UCF. In the UCF, it is a source. Type is preventive, but there's a no control. So what to do? First, we will link. Now come back to this picture. We will link the control objective, or if I go a little bit different screenshot, uh, this one, Evala. We will link the entity type to the objective. That this objective is applicable for which class. So now there is a teacher, Mahesh is a teacher, and he teach to class 6th, 7th, and 8th. Now he is writing this paper. This paper is applicable for which class? So this paper is applicable for the class 6. It means First, we have to link the entity type. Add. This particular objective is applicable for our LNG BPC. ये entity class की बात नहीं हो रही है, entity type की बात हो रही है. Means class is 6th, type is internal exams. Okay, I added this one. So this linking is done because it is man-to-man relationship. Now the thing is that you cannot give the one question paper to the whole class. I want that for every student a separate paper need to be given so that every student should do their answer separately. For that, you have to go back to the details of control objective. In the control objective, we can make little changes. See, I'm not making a changes in the detail description. No, I'm not doing that particular part. I'm doing changes here. That today, when this paper is drafted, who will attest it? There is a group called GRC, classical attestation. Do you want to create the control for automatically? What this mean? Come back here. So if you see this image, ये वाला. See, this image is not linked with the entity type. This is linked with the entity. But control objective is linked with the entity type. Means if I tick this box, it says this particular control will be built up for all the entities under this entity type. Means every student will get us a one paper on his desk. Paper same है, paper में change नहीं होगा. Question paper is still same, but now every student will get it. So what I am doing, if you tick this box, it will create the control automatically. महेश बोलेगा सर इसका क्या मतलब? Means when we tick this box, it means I am creating the standard control. और standard का क्या purpose था? If you come back here for the standard control means ये देखो standard, this one standard means for every control objective linked with the entity. Entity type plus control objective is equal to control and entity का mapping. Let's see. I tick this box, click on the save. Controls for active entity under this control objective will be created if create control is selected. वो इसकी बात कर रहा है. Item generation has been initiated. Process may take some time to be complete. Now come here. Now you can see there is no control. Save. 117 control. अतुल ये क्या बात हुई? हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव तो एक ही है, लेकिन ऑब्जेक्टिव एक है, लेकिन एंटिटी टाइप में कितनी एंटिटीज है हमारे पास? 117. तो इफ यू गो बैक हियर, फॉर एवरी एंटिटी same control has been created. मतलब now you got the Xerox of 60 and each Xerox is applicable for one student. ये वो काम हुआ है. This is what is this happen. And see standard control. Let me come back here. Doubt, question, clarification. ये टेक्निकल काम है. This is what the technical thing is in this is in this area. Clear, everybody? Now our all controls are created, and these controls are applicable. Each control is applicable for each type of entity. Now, if I add one more entity type, no, Atul, now this question paper is not only applicable for school where Mahesh is teaching. This question paper is applicable for any other school as well for the same class. ठीक है, वहां कर लेते हैं. Let's say data center. Entity है एक. एक means now if you go back here and click on the save 118, मतलब कि इसके लिए भी एक कंट्रोल बन गया. और क्यों है? But we're saying create control automatically means take this as a definition and create. Now see, if you see, nothing has been changed. Same definition is applicable for Alfonso, Kale, Zane, Pierre, Frankie, Dennis, Darren, for everybody. And this in the draft set. So it means ये वाला काम चल रहा है अभी. Now one more thing. Mahesh says, now let's say ये क्वेश्चन पेपर तो एप्लीकेबल था. This question paper is applicable for the class test. Tomorrow Mohammed son or daughter want to get admission in the school where Mahesh is teaching, and he or she need to be appear for the entrance test. Now what happened? Now Mahesh need to be create a new exam paper. It means Mahesh need to be create a new control here, क्योंकि ये पेपर एप्लीकेबल नहीं है for the newcomers. It is a full course, or might be just half term. But for the class, for the entrance exam, a full paper need to be created. So I have to be get a new control. Click on the new. Now if you see, it is still a standard control. होता ना कई बार we create it. When the exams are coming near to the final dates, there is an extra class started for the few of the students. This is what we are doing now. These 5 students are little weak in the mathematics. Let's start their extra class, which is not coming from any of the control objective. But we want to make sure that these students also get pass in their exams. So we have to be added. कुछ clear, कुछ doubt? Anybody? Anybody? Any doubt? Any question? Any clarification? Because this is key now we are doing. So now I'll click on the create new and create a new control. Let's say LNG GRC batch on time record. So let's say we have one control objective is to get everybody is attending the class. Now I'm creating a new control. That is, everybody is logging on the time or not. And this control is applicable for which entity? And you can see 250. Why 250? Because this is not referring to the entity type which we have in the control objective. क्योंकि manual बना रहे हैं ना. So this can be applicable for any entity. The paper which created by Mahesh is applicable for anybody who have a knowledge of mathematics. So let's say I want to create this for the. So इसमें आपको सब दिखेगा, company, department, user, because all the entities you can see where we have an entity type. So let's say I want to click here and I can say class is employee, so that we can see our one. Sorry, is not employee, user. Department. Yeah. So let's say this particular control is applicable for the finance department. Do you want to inherit from the control objective? मतलब कि जो इसका definition है, you want to be inherited. I said no. This particular control is not from the same objective. This is applicable from the other objective. Is it a key control? Yes. Do you want to exempt it? I said no. Enforcement, mandatory, yes. Weightage. This is important. Every control has a weightage. Every control has a weightage. Because by using this weightage, when we run our test, then it will give us the results of that what is compliant and how much percentage is compliant or not. Okay. So now this frequency, I want this to be attested weekly. What type? Detective. As of now, it is getting inherited from the control objective. यहाँ से this one, which I don't want. Category. It is the human resource management. Type for the business process. Description, you can put a lot of things. Who is the owning group of this control? And who is the owner? Now, how this owner is coming? Do you remember that when we were creating the entities, we say that this field is the owner. So if you just open this one, if I show you, and let's say search classes department. See, ये यहाँ से आएगा जो entity का owner है. Now he or she is my control owner as well. क्योंकि because he is a person who is going to be test everything, to be implement everything. So this thing, and they say, do you want to sync this with the entity owner? I said yes. Sync means use this or the name which is coming here, it's coming from the entity owner. Are you okay? I said yes. Or you want to put anybody else's name? No, the same person. So the thing is that whenever you are creating the control manually, you can have flexibility that to change the owner, to change the text, or to change the description, and to change the control objective as well. Now, who is attesting? Do you want some GRC classical attestation? The same group because we have only one group as of now. So we can keep like this only. Attestation frequency, weekly. Any other respondent you want? I said yes. I want Carrie. Maggie should be there. And now save. This is what is there. Now, if you come back on this one, control objective, control, and just click on the save. But it's not showing our control as well. It should be 119 now. Oh, it's not showing our control. Array. It should show our control as well. 119 should be there. Let's come back here. All controls. Continue LNG. ये देखो हमारा ये ना. But why it's not showing there? ठीक है, चलो. One thing. Clear everybody till this point. We are going step by step, intentionally and very going slow as well. Tell me guys if any doubt, any question you have. No doubt, everybody's all clear. It took 2 days for me to understand this whole concept, and you're understanding it so quickly. It means I'm a good teacher. Okay, let's move forward then. No problem. Okay. Now the thing is that what we are doing, we are creating the control from the control objective. One thing. So now if you see, we have to follow this one. इसको थोड़ा होल्ड पे रखते हैं अभी. ठीक है. Now we'll come back here and go to our own control objective. And we remember that what was the control objective number for us? Anybody remember? Nobody remembers. See that what was the control objective we were working. ठीक है, कोई problem नहीं. We'll go to the authority document and we'll find out. Obit citation, this one, DS 10.2. Now if you see, so our result is 856. Now if you see, we have two entity types here and we have 118 controls. Logically should show the 100. Okay, it will not show here because that is a different control objective. तो यहाँ नहीं show करेगा ना. We use a different objective, right? Let me change it to this one objective only, 856, so that we can see here. Controls LNG, put details. Till the time it is in the draft state, you can make any changes. See, this is for this one, but our objective was little different. क्या था उसका सोर्स नहीं, हाँ, contains 856 और सोर्स आईडी था दैट इज ये था. So we were on this one. So now I link it and save it. Now if you go back here, open the control objectives. Source ID is contains 856. This one, and now it should show 819. ठीक है. अब the issue is that we have this standard control. Means for every entity we have each, or for every entity we have one control is map. But that I don't want. I want to be use the common control. Yeah. But there's no option. It did not give me any option to be select a control type. So what I will do, I will use, let's say I'm using my control, which I just created now. Click here and it's not showing. Sorry, open this. Yep. And click on the convert to common. Few things here to be noticed here. Come back here. Every control is in the draft state. I want to convert this control as a common control, means one control applicable for all the entities. So on the high level, it has been tested. Things done. So I'll click on this, open this, and click on the convert to common. Are you sure that you want to convert this to the common control? Only standard controls can be converted to the common. Common cannot be converted to the standard. I said okay. And what it's saying, this control will be converted to common and will allow you to add relevant entities. मतलब, we'll see. Okay. Successfully. It is now common control. But what happened to the other 118 controls? Go back here. Just save. और इसने बाकी को नहीं चेंज किया. Oops. Still staying in the draft state. It should be moved to the I guess retired state. This thing. Let's see. Let me open this. And now if you notice that this thing, because common control is applicable for the one entity. If you see, इसका पर्पज ये है कि test at a one and get the output for the multiples in one go. If I test or if I check the user's SSO password is strong or not, it means I'm able to verify that user Miro, Teams, Outlook, Zoom password also strong. Right? So now this is my common control. Exempt, no exempt. Finance, that's all fine. Now it is with there. Let me come back here. because it should change the state of these as well. Why it's not running a job? It should move this to the cancelled or the retired state, because now I'm going to be use this control only. Now I'll add the entity type, that on which entity type you want to be link this particular control, because common hai. I'll click add. I said this is applicable for BPCs. Add. The entity under this type will be added to the control. Some of them may not be added if already part of standard control. The process may take few minutes. Means now as we're using the standard control, common control, so this will be added for all this control, for all these entities. Now let's come back here and see the status of this one. Any changes happen? No. It means still we have to be add this entity here. And you can see these are already added here. Means this particular control is now applicable for all. अब individual test करने की जरूरत नहीं है मुझे. I will just test on the entity type level. Let's say in this I want to just remove 118, 18 because it says now if it is a shared one. So take the example, if it is a shared one, I am not going to test on these things. I can take one, I can test on one BPC and will say that, okay, if that BPC is able to compliant with my control objective and control, it means the rest all will be done. So I am adding a specific one. Dependent on someone or something. This is what the meaning of this particular thing means. These entities which I will be remove and just keep it. Wait, let me put 100. So now I just keep these two entities and remove rest 97. What I'm doing mainly, in a half an hour of a class, let's say Mahesh is a teacher in a class and there are total 60 students. Okay. And now you are taking the oral test for the students. Your class duration is 20 minutes and you have 60 students. Is it possible for you to get the oral test of all 60 students in a 20 minutes? Yes or no?
No.
So what mainly teacher do? He will ask a few questions from the first bench, few questions from the middle bench, and few questions from the last bench. And by doing this, the teacher can conclude that yes, the class know or don't know about this subject. यही होता है ना, sample तो ऐसे ही होता है फिर. So same thing is applicable here. So in this case, if these two entities are compliant, it will be considered that whole entity type is compliant now. Click on the save. वो अभी भी 117 ही शो करेगा. But actually we are going to test this control only for the two entities. Come back. Save or try to be reload. Why it's still showing? I'm not. Mhm. These need to be moved. I will see that why it is not moving. It might be some job or some flow is not running. But if so now what is my entity here? If I go back, Janet Scaffer. Let's search here. Function status. अरे यार हाँ, हम भी तो गलत कर रहे हैं ना. देखो अब प्रॉब्लम क्या है जो हम कर रहे हैं. दिस इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर द फाइनेंस और हम टेस्ट करते हैं यूजर के ऊपर. तो कैसे काम चलेगा फिर? So this entity must be a this thing. Let me open this and try to be make a change. See, there is already a relevant entry associated to a common control. The same name cannot, the same name enter control. It means you cannot put the same entity which is part of this particular one. ठीक है, इसको फिलहाल ऐसे रखते हैं. We'll move now. Now, if you come back here, what we see that from the control objective we can contain the control. And we can get the two different type of controls, standard and common. Sorry, standard, and we can convert a standard to the common as well. अभी हमने ये नहीं किया. We did not start this part. अभी यहीं पर है. हम control के life cycle. We did not start the control life cycle. Now the question come, Atul, can we create a control objective as well, new control objective as well? Now, if you remember or if you see, there are few policies in a school which is not given by government, but that is a school policy. Have you noticed this part? There are a few policies which is not given by government, means which is not coming from any of the authority document. But to make my school better, to make my class better, to make my management better, I am implementing that control in my this thing school. So it means I can create a new control objective as well if I wish. So what I will do, I'll come back here on the list view. Control objective, click new. क्योंकि ये this control objective I am creating. So it will not have any source or source ID क्योंकि UCF से नहीं आ रहा ना. So I can say LNG class test, weekly test. What type of category it is? It is a operational. Reference. Do you have any reference like for which particular standard it is mapping? I said it is OBIT and ITL. क्योंकि UCF में नहीं, it is not coming from the UCF standard document. If there is a lawyer and he put any section in front of you, and you're not a lawyer student, what you will do? You will believe it. Yes, okay, what he's saying is correct. Like I ask you a question. Hey guys, do you know that how to reach on the moon? Everybody start thinking, Atul, by this way, by this way, by this way. But someone will ask you, Atul, do you know that how to reach on the moon? This is what is my own control that I'm creating, and it has no reference anywhere. So I can create on for my own purpose as well. Because the fundamental is that it is all about risk, and no company want to take a risk. वो कहता है ना, when we people travel somewhere, we keep the extra things. Might be, let's say Mahesh is traveling with his family, so generally he carry 5,000 rupees, but now he's traveling with his parents as well. He's carrying 10,000 rupees. Might be a extra phone as well, just for the safe side. कल प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए. There should not be any problem for me. The same thing we are doing now. ठीक है, this objective is not given by anybody, that's fine, but we can get our own objective, na? We can track it, because ultimately tomorrow if audit happen, I can say yes, we have this objective at our place and we are using it. So I'm creating a new control objective here. Classification, it is a corrective one. Type, it is a business process. Attestation, same. Do you want to create control automatically? If you tick it, then 117 plus 1 department will get created automatically. If you untick, then you can create the control manually as well, what we have done now. Who is the issue group rule? Group by control owner. We'll pick up this when we go for the issues part. Description. This control is applicable for class test. You want to put in domain? If no, click on the save. What is the status of my this thing? Come back here. Still not active. क्योंकि इसको भी एक्टिवेट करना पड़ेगा मुझे. Now I can add entity type. That this control objective is applicable for which entity type. खाली है यहाँ पर. यहाँ पर भी खाली है क्योंकि एक्टिवेट नहीं है अभी. Let me save this and we'll see. See, can I add some policies? There is some configuration issue which I'm not able to find out, that why policies are not showing here. I put this thing that if a control objective in the draft state, it is allowed to link the policies with the control objective. Review still allowed, but publish not allowed. So I'm not able to get that why it is not allowing me to add a new policy which is we already have built up earlier. I find out, but I did not get any answer on this particular part. So might be if you can find out for me that how to add a policy in the control objective. So I go to few documents and community link as well, but did not get anything. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, let's activate this. Are you sure you want to be activated? Yes. It is detail. Let's say overview. ये तो भी खाली है because we did not have anything on this particular part. Now come back in the details entity. We can see this. We can see this. Can we see add as well? Not working. Let's add an entity type here. Add. And this is applicable for the business services. 42. Because we did not have this thing tick. So now I have to create a control, which we done just now. Policy is still not aligned. See, it has one filter, but still not working. New I can create it, but I'm not able to add a policy which is already in the draft state in my control objective. So just try to find out this answer. Now let's come back here. So we have done this thing. This and this linking has been done. Policies. Now what you can do, if I want to add this objective in my policy, so I can go back here. All policies. A policy created by us contain LNG. Click on this and click on the control objective. Why it's not showing me this to add? Status valid to publisher. Sorry, this policy is published. So till if the policy is in the published state, we cannot add any control objective. So what we'll do, we'll make little changes. Policy state is draft. अच्छा कोई पॉलिसी है नहीं, ठीक है, चलो नया पॉलिसी बनाते हैं. LNG class test policy. Type policy. Parent, I don't want anything. Policy category. This thing. Description. Class test. Class test. Honor. Sorry. Carry Mackie. Approver. Use approval rule. Schedule. 26 till 5th. This thing is there. Allow user to decline this frequency. I'm just doing what we have already done. So nothing new I'm doing here. 27 number of days to be respond. 10 audience is my LNG user list. Any exception setup? Only 5 days. Yeah, and click on the save. Very good, sorry. Let's say carry and save. Now, if you go in the control objective, now you can add it. What was the objective? Let's say name contains LNG. Here. So now I'm able to add the control objective to my policy. Let's see. Now, if you open this objective, there's something wrong. It's not showing the policies here. neither allowing me to be add a policy. I will try to talk to someone who can help me on this particular part. Okay. So in our control, so now we are able to link these. This has been done. This has been done. Clear, everybody? Doubt, question, clarification. Anybody, any doubt, question? Good. So now this, 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 this has been done. Now we're on the control part. This thing. So let's say if I, अरे यार इसको new need to go. We'll go here and open the controls. Now what is the next part for us? This thing. And what is the overview? It is in the draft state. Tomorrow we will see the complete life cycle of a control. क्योंकि जब तक लाइफ साइकिल खत्म नहीं होगी तब तक आप उसको मॉनिटर नहीं कर पाएंगे. We are not able to monitor it. Means we are not able to see that is it compliant or not compliant. So we see the policy life cycle, we see the control, we see the control objective, and now we just going to be started with the control life cycle. It has a process to be get published. The status code not get calculated. Attestation part. So we'll see that how this attestation work. There are two ways to do this particular part that we'll see in the tomorrow's call. Clear, everybody? Ritam, Sai, Mahesh, Sonam, Hassan, K, Mohammed, Hemant, Kiran, Anu.
Yeah, clear.
Today homework. Go to your PDI and create control objective, control policy. And go up to the policy exception as well, because now you know that how to create the policy exception. Go and do that part as well. Because practically I'm saying, if you will not do the practice today, tomorrow you will forget. I can give you in the written guarantee. If you did not do the practice today, you will forget tomorrow that what we have discussed. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Let me stop the recording and take a quick attendance now.